Welcome to our MADinc Christmas special, a celebration video looking back on 10 years since we first started. We're going to be chatting with Nick as he recounts the most key and memorable parts of each year, going through some old photos, telling stories, mentioning and thanking key people who have been a part of the journey along the way. We're then going to have chats with our current MADinc team, a sit-down discussion with each person who plays a role in the day-to-day of what we do, even including the people who have been less keen to appear on camera in the past. This video is a bit of a longer one than normal, so please feel free to use the chapter guides below and jump about to whatever interests you most. But most importantly, sit back and relax, grab a drink and enjoy a look back at our first decade. So, here we are.
Here we are 10 years later, I guess.
Yep, that's it. So, let's wind the calendar back to 2013. What's happening in your life? What's leading you towards thinking about starting up MADinc, starting up detailing, things like that? Just walk us through the process.
I guess I've always had a passion for cars.
Yeah.
And I've always, ever since I got my first car, which was, I think I was 15.
What was your first car?
Toyota Corona. It was 1986, same model as me.
Oh.
And it was red, so, you know, notoriously for fading, paint fade, things like that.
Yeah.
So I was out there with, shame to say this, but a tin of cutting compound, and I would be out there just hand waxing this thing flat out, washing it all the time. And then, you know, with big stereo in there and things like that at school. I'm sure I was sort of known for big subwoofer. I actually broke the boot in the back of the car and pulled all the welds apart from too much bass.
Yeah.
And then since then I just absolutely loved cars, and then I went up north to work. Obviously made a little bit of money, so on my, you know, I'm sitting in my room after work and I'm buying stuff for all my cars and things like that, and then obviously then I enjoyed washing them and so on, and then I was putting photos up on just, I think it was Facebook then, and then guys from work like, hey mate, on your week off, do you mind coming around and washing the car and polishing it, things like that, and then sort of went from there, and then I guess it got a little bit more serious. Then my wife and I found out she was pregnant, so I sort of made a plan to come home, and then I managed to get an engineering surveying job in Perth. So I came back. I was doing that for probably 12 months or so. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So basically the twins had just been born, had a mortgage, and then my wife obviously was preoccupied with what was going on in our lives, and then I basically said, hey, I'm over my job. She's like, I'm sick of hearing about it, just quit. So I got a week's worth of work for detailing, and then basically quit my job. Sounds crazy now because, you know, we had 2 new babies, a mortgage, all these responsibilities, but, you know, it wasn't making me happy, so I pulled the pin. And then, yeah, I guess you have to make it work. You got bills to pay, you've got kids to look after. So for a long time, you know, I worked 7 days a week, crazy hours, because I had this, it was a passion, and it wasn't about the money for me. It was about being happy and being able to have that flexibility at home with my kids and my wife. So then it just sort of grew.
Took
and
off.
Yeah, I guess I'm a bit of a risk taker, so I don't mind taking risk and things like that. So yeah, if it wasn't for my wife for saying just go do it, because most people had said to me, you're silly, why are you leaving a incredibly high paying job to wash cars for $100? And I guess, you know, there was only a few people that really believed in sort of my vision, and now we're sort of here talking about it, which blows me away. I couldn't have done it on my own. You know, there's so many people involved now and along the journey that have helped us become what we are today. So to all of the people that have worked here, customers, everything, thank you for like all the support, because it's a massive accomplishment. So
yeah, absolutely, and that's what we're celebrating with you know, this year, and obviously with this video and everything. So we'll have a look through some photos.
Yeah, we wanted to do like a big celebration party type of thing, but honestly it's been so busy, and with everything that's been happening, it was just not going to happen this year. So maybe we can do something early next year and
we'll
have a big party. So
we've got some very exciting stuff coming for next year, but at this point, with the busyness that we've got, I think the team is collectively exhausted. So we'll just have a casual chat, look through some photos, the old photo albums. So I'll actually start with this one. Do you know what this is?
That's Andrew Canicus's HSV, and then that is my D40 Navara with a, I think it had a 5-inch cow mini kit, 2-inch body lift, and I think they're 35s, I believe, but yeah.
Do you know what's significant about this photo?
No.
This is your first social media post. This is the very first one on any official MADinc social media.
There you go.
As you can see, it was posted on the 19th of May 2013. It got 10 likes, one of which is yourself. But yeah, that's what started the social media journey.
There you go. That's a pretty cool photo.
What's going on here?
Okay, so we bought a 7 Series, and then I had a great idea of wrapping the car, and it took a few days and a few late nights. I think Cars and Coffee had just started, and we really wanted to get it wrapped for Cars and Coffee, and then it sort of didn't really happen. It was just way too, late nights, and my wife can probably remember this. I was in the garage just grinding away till 4 or 5 a.m. sort of thing. And then so we decided to pull it off, and then that's when we painted it Marrakesh brown. Which is a beautiful colour, awesome colour. This was a sick car. I actually really liked this one, and that's probably the start of my love for BMWs, I guess.
This isn't in any particular order. There's clusters that are in certain years, but this one is called Biggest Chemical Guys Order.
So Chemical Guys were over east. We didn't have anything here at the time, and they did really good products. They did them in sort of a bulk quantity. I guess at that time I was like, you know what, I'll buy a whole heap of stuff, and then we've got stock and whatnot. So it's
the first version of the product store.
Pretty much,
That's great.
Distinct Customs, So we sort of, I guess we were working mobile for a long time, and I was working out of our house as well. And this was sort of me dipping my toes into seeing whether a shop would be feasible. But obviously you can see in some of these photos the lighting's terrible. Sorry about the truck reversing.
There's a truck going past right now.
The lighting was terrible there, and I sort of leased a little spot in the shop there, and I can see in that photo where the Jeep is. That's Pleasure Marine's old SRT, wicked car. They've got our old van out the front, so we were doing mobile, a little bit of workshop stuff, so if people didn't have a garage or whatnot, we could do things there. So
awesome. So that's kind of what what was the first catalyst for looking for a shop or staying?
I remember I was working from home, and sometimes we'd have like 3 or 4 cars out the front of the house that were there for a couple of days.
There's a photo in here somewhere of you've got about like 5, 6 cars out the front.
Yeah, and I guess that was also a good indicator that, hey, look, probably need to do something. But as everyone knows, it's not cheap to have a workshop and all the overheads and whatnot. So I guess we waited until it was the right time. But I remember there was a new GLE AMG Mercedes, and the customer's like, hey mate, I'm going to get it dropped off at your house. And I was like, mate, are you joking? Like, you want to drop this? Well, they were probably, $250,000, $300,000 cars. And I'm like, you want to drop this off at my house? And he's like, yeah man, no problems, So that sort of blew me away. And then we had more new cars and things like that. So, it was baby steps, but I think that's something you need to do. You can't, it's a big gamble.
Yeah.
Saying I'm gonna do something, and then all of a sudden just outlay all this money, not knowing whether it's going to work or not. So.
Some before and afters?
Yeah, so back in the day, I guess a lot of people were taking selfies in front of
in the glass,
and there's some cringy photos in here, but that was sort of what was happening in the industry back then. But that's a pretty savage scratch.
Yeah,
there,
and you managed to get that out.
Yep. So someone's out the front of someone's house, unreal, crazy.
Yeah.
And then Burswood.
Yeah, so this is 2015. So this, I guess, is this the start of getting a shop?
Yep. So we became Geon certified, and then so we flew to Sydney. It's quite a big thing, Ceramic coatings had sort of really started to pop up, and then still is, Mike is a distributor, and I rang him after I got back and I said, hey mate, like, we don't have any car care product stores over here, I've got to buy all the stuff from over east, it's painful, would you be interested in opening up a car care product store here?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, you know what, let's have a look at it and see what it looks like. And yeah, I guess that also helped me then open up a store.
Yeah.
And detailing shops weren't really a thing.
No.
They were big overseas, but no one had really built a purpose-built facility. So I thought, you know what, I borrowed some money, and I thought, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it properly. So then we built, that's the Burswood shop. That's how it was originally.
Beforehand,
Yeah, and that was a massive, to have, you go into a blank unit and then you're like, mate, what am I going to do here? How am I going to make this look good?
Yeah.
And you sort of have to map it out, and I can't, these are the boys. That's my brother on the right there. He's a Fridgie. My mate, Mark in the middle, Sparky, and then Nathan. Those boys helped me put the shop together and
fit it all out.
Yeah, so thank you boys for doing that. That was massive effort, There he is, Big McKim. And then Tesla. So Evan, who's still a customer of ours, he had, if not the first Model S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
awesome.
And he's got the number plates Tesla. So this was when we opened up the store, and no one had seen a Tesla before. People were spinning out that there was no engine in the boot, under the bonnet.
Yeah.
How no door handles to open. It was an amazing car. Then we've got Paul's 458 there. Now he has we just wrapped it actually, a new STO, matte black one, which was pretty sick. So yeah, that was a cool sort of opening. We had a chef there that was from just off MasterChef, and we had a bar for drinks and things like that. So yeah, it was a nice celebration of, I guess, the years before and where we had ended up. So really proud moment for me, for my family, for all of our customers and staff and things like that. So yeah, it was great. I really want to have another shindig. I think that'd be pretty sweet. We've met so many cool customers, and it'd be awesome to bring them
Yeah,
and sort of
absolutely.
celebrate. So we'll plan for something next year, I think.
This is the earliest photo that I could find of the Myaree store. At
Yeah.
least, what's this one? 2017.
Yeah. So this is another crazy idea, I guess.
Yeah.
So we had Burswood, and I think there was only a few of us. I think it was myself, Scott. I think Sackers might have been there, and another guy called Bryce. Oh, and Damo was there as well. But Damo was sort of part time. So we had a couple of our customers. They had some very large car collections.
Yeah.
And they sort of said to me, hey mate, like we've just bought a premise in Myaree and we've started to sort of put all the cars in the one place. Could you, or would you, open up a shop in the back of the unit? So then that way, you know, you can be here to look after the cars and whatnot. And that was sort of going to be like wasn't sort of open to the public, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we had the two shops, so you know I'd have to run from Burswood to Myaree, and then some of the guys would leave Burswood to then come to Myaree to do jobs, and go back. And logistically, it was a bit of a pain heading down Canning Highway, and it's hard work.
Traffic's
so
awful.
and then the Myaree store was just going to be for the bigger types of jobs, you know, like some of the cars we'd spend, you know, 50 to 100 hours polishing and things like that. So it wasn't designed for dirty cars, and you know, so we tried to keep it like that. But then customers like, hey mate, I live in Leeming, can I drop my car off at Myaree because it's closer? And that sort of, you can't
made it not work out.
Yeah, you can't really say no. So we sort of decided to move from Burswood, close that one down, and shift everything to Myaree, just because we had way more parking here.
Yeah.
A really nice facility, and most of the work was coming to this store. So yeah, that was also another big gamble, because we had just spent an absolute bomb at the other store.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what's this, 2015?
So this is 2017. So you started up, or at least finished fitting out Burswood in late 2015. Then 2017 you started here. So that's not even 2 full years.
Yeah. So then I've just had to get a whole heap more money to then do the next one.
Yeah.
And you know, to pay off that sort of investment.
Yeah.
You know, you should be there for 5-6 years. So we didn't even get our full money's worth out of that store. And then we've moved straight from there to here, and then we've closed that one, and then we've got this one, and then it's a lot. So
I found this. Thought that was funny.
What's this?
It says when you're waiting for that slow mate.
Oh, McKim. So I guess where were we going? Somewhere.
It says, I guess everyone has a mate who is slow. #mates, #selfies. June 2017.
I guess the Instagram page wasn't just for work. You know, back then people were using them for work, and
it was also just your personal page.
Yeah. And then I guess that's the evolution of business. It grows.
Yeah. This is a photo out the front of the Myaree store in 2017, before it had been all fitted up properly. So you've got the old frontage and things like that.
Yeah, and then we've got, I don't know, a lot of people will probably recognise that Ranger. That was out of hand. I couldn't actually drive that anywhere without getting a sticker and the cop laughing at me, because he just couldn't believe I was serious. But very, very cool car.
Turned a lot of heads.
Yeah.
That's when the big sign went up?
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So that's a manual Testarossa.
Yeah, wow.
Still left-hand drive. We actually picked that up from Barbagallo and drove it back here, which was pretty sick. Wicked car. Yeah. And I believe Dave from Autobarn, it was at Barbagallo, then Dave from Autobarn down the road actually owned that car. So
cool.
yeah,
awesome.
wicked car.
like I said, a lot of these photos are out of order.
Oh yeah, so
that's fitting out the back of
yeah,
Myaree.
there is a photo of it how it was originally. It was there you go.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, there it is.
So it was. Most people that come here know it was engine protection equipment.
Yeah.
And that was where they were doing a lot of welding and whatever. So the place was not nice. You know,
no, that back wall looks pretty filthy, to be honest.
Yeah. So we painted the walls, the roof,
yeah.
the air cons, heap of lighting.
Yeah.
It was a killer shop. I was super proud of that one, and there would be a lot of nights I would stand there and look at all the cars and have a beer and go, wow, this is how sick this is. So
that's 2018 that one says. So that, I guess, is where, you know, the when we were still up the back, but it's all fully established. It's just cool cars out the front.
Yeah.
Car care products.
You can see
there's that one I was talking about with products.
Oh yeah.
Two cool Porsches.
Yeah.
2018 again. Same thing.
Enzo.
Yeah. That's
wicked
a cool car.
Wicked car. GDR. And then they're my boys, young. So they were, I mean, I wasn't around a lot while they were young because...
It says 3 months old.
Yeah, my wife Jodie did an amazing job looking after that and helping me run the business. It was tough, not an easy thing to juggle. Oh yeah, there's one of my boys. So that's how little they were, you know. And
it's the old Nick Man Detailing logo.
Yeah, so it was like NMD, then Man Detailing, and then MADinc, and I guess.
A lot of people always ask, what does MADinc stand for?
So Man, my last name, and then Automotive Detailing Incorporated. My wife actually came up with it, so I have to thank you, Jodie, because I can't take the credit for that. But yeah, I guess I didn't want a brand that was like Nick's Auto Detailing. Like that's not. I always wanted something that visually looked cool. It would always, it incorporated everything. So from detailing to tinting to, you know, PPF, marine, you know, like I didn't want to limit
you don't want to restrict
what we were about. And I think a lot of people, you know, you might say MADinc, and then they go, oh, are you a tattooist or whatever? And you're like, no mate, like, and okay, yeah.
Ink with a C, not with a K.
Yeah. So there were a couple of revisions of the brand, but yeah, that's...
But MADinc stuck.
Yeah, it did, and I'm really proud of it, and it's.
Would you say, like, the amount of shows and car meets and stuff over the years have increased or decreased?
Probably decreased.
Yeah.
But they're different now, you know, like people catch up and go for car cruises. I guess there's cars and coffee, but I definitely feel like the car scene was a lot crazier like 10 years ago. I think it's definitely died off a bit, but you know, the cars aren't as cool as they were back in the day, you know.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like Teslas and electric cars are cool, but they're not
that cool.
They're not the same as, you know, a big V8 or something with a big turbo, or, you know, like the scene has changed, and a lot of those customers or people that were buying those types of cars have gone to buying Raptors and Land Cruisers and things like that, and they've sort of moved on. And then the next generation that's coming through, the cars aren't that cool. You know, and that's part of the reason why we bought the M3 was manual cars aren't going to be around, and I'd love my kids to be able to drive a manual car and see what
so the boys will be learning on the M3?
Probably.
You heard it here first. There you go, lads.
But you know, cool new school.
Yeah.
Like tough car, you know, they just don't make them anymore, you know. So it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
But that's the world we live in, so we have to enjoy what we have at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. That's all the photos.
All of them.
Yep.
And then we roll into the new I guess that's when there were so many photos on Instagram, I couldn't keep scrolling down, but then we get into the new sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's sort of where the whole social media sort of started.
Yeah. Because you were always, I mean, as we can see, you were always very good at taking your photos and posting your posts and things like that. And so MADinc always had a strong social media presence, which would have been a very new thing back then.
Yeah, so a lot of people weren't really taking photos, and if they were, their cameras were not great or was on their phone, and I bought a decent camera and a good computer, and I made it like it was my thing. Before I go home, there has to be a post at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, doesn't matter what it is, it's got to go up. And I think even to this day, I've said to you, like,
still do that.
Every day at whatever time, it has to go up. And now with the YouTube videos, like every Friday, mate, needs to go up. The newsletters have to go out on Mondays. Like
it's fallen onto me.
Yeah. So and also with the daily stuff, there needs to be things on Instagram stories, because I think it's important to document it all. And you know, as they say, if you don't post it, it didn't really happen. So it's a great tool for us to market what we do, and also for people to look at what can be done. And but it is a lot of work.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here now.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess in business you sort of wear all these hats. Yeah. And then you start palming off hats as you grow, and you're like, I can't handle this anymore. Okay, sweet, I'll palm that hat off to Brooke in the reception, and then.
So how big's the team now?
I think there's 12 of us here. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, and then I think we've got another couple of people starting early next year. So there's a few people involved, which, as I said before, you need lots of people to make this place run. And you need the right people. They need to be passionate about cars and team players and all of that. You know, we've had a lot of people come and go throughout the business, and everyone's sort of played a special role in us getting to where we are. And we've also learnt a lot of lessons along the way, which is it's going to happen, and that's.
It's all a part of growth.
Well, that's right, and that's the only way you learn, is you make mistakes, make sure you learn from them, and then you push on and do the next thing. So the team we have now is amazing, and you guys do such a wicked job, and we couldn't continue to grow the business without everyone here being on the same page. You know, we've got a lot of exciting things happening for next year, and that allows me to sort of work on the back end stuff, and while you guys carry on doing day-to-day things. So really excited for 2024. I feel like we've hit 10 years, and now it's all starting to just...
the next chapter.
Yeah.
Do I have to introduce myself to the camera?
Who are you?
Who am I?
You can talk to me, you can talk to the camera, whatever.
I'll talk to you.
Okay.
No, I'll talk to...
Skateboard.
I do ride a skateboard to work.
Dangerously.
Very dangerous. Yeah. We haven't started yet, right? Oh gosh. My name's Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Nick. I've been in Australia for 4 years.
Yep.
I moved here through my partner.
Yep.
Was working in the yachting industry, like also a high-end attention to detail job, which was pretty good, really liked that. But having a more land-based job and like being with your family, your friends, and like creating a sustainable routine. Settled in Perth, and I remember driving past the shop one day and being like, oh, this is a nice car in there.
Yeah.
And not long after that, I saw an ad and you guys were recruiting.
Yep.
And I gave you a call. I was like, hey, I really like cars, and I like the attention to detail. It was in my previous job. Came in and you were like, let's get going.
Yeah, sweet. Well, I guess you've got an awesome personality, very bubbly, similar to me, pretty chilled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, most days, mate, you come in super happy, positive, you don't let anything bother you, so that's awesome. What do you currently commute to and from work on?
So I'm alternating 2 electric powered vehicles.
Yeah.
One is a electric skateboard.
Yep.
And it goes quite fast.
Which, yes.
Like probably 50 k's an hour on the road.
Scary.
Yes, I've got my helmet.
Lucky.
And the second one is an electric bike.
Okay, sweet. And you have an Everest?
Yes, I do drive a Ford Everest.
Yeah. What has been your favourite car to work on? I know there's probably quite a lot, but if you had to pick the best, like
just one?
Oh, I'll give you 2.
Okay, 2. The Stealth Supra was.
Wow. Okay.
That was a really, just the job in itself was really nice.
Okay.
And coordinating with the customer was really nice. He was very receptive.
Yeah, sweet.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
But the car that wowed me the most recently is the purple M3 Touring.
Oh yes, Luke's car. Wicked car.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just the finish, and once the film was on the car, it just like brought it up so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was those 2.
Yep.
Definitely.
And what do you enjoy the most about, I guess, your job, MADinc? Like, what? Is it rapping? Is it talking with Matthijs all day? Or
well, we've got our days. There's the days where we are head down, bum up, and we just get cracking, get the flow of the week up and running. Towards the end of the week, when we've done 90% of our work, then we start having a bit more of a chat, and that's quite good. Matthijs is basically my work wife.
Yes.
So
I guess we're all work wives here. We're here a lot of the time, so it's important that everyone gets along.
Yeah. And to be honest, working here is incredible.
And I didn't pay him to say that, by the way.
No, it's seriously. Yeah. You really take care of us. You and Scott really take care of us as your employees, and you've put in energy where none of my previous employees have put in that commitment and energy, and just like making sure not only that our work is flowing well, but like mentally, like how are you guys doing? And
thanks, mate. That means a lot.
It really means a lot to us also.
Yeah, you guys are people at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You're not just robots, so you know, try and make the place enjoyable, because I also have to spend a lot of time here, so you know, if it's a nice place to work, then things run smoothly. So that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that you enjoy your job, and it's a pleasure having you a part of the team.
Thank you.
And
I'm sure I make you pull your hair out sometimes.
That's all right, mate. These things happen, and it's good, man. So thank you for the year.
Yes.
And
thank you for having me here.
No problems, mate. That's Kyle. I'm sure if you guys pop into the store and whatnot, and you're having a job done here, you're gonna interact with Kyle. So super friendly dude. Ask him all the questions you want, and he'll be more than happy to help you out. So cheers. Hey Brooke.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very well. Brooke is the smiling assassin at work. I could come in looking a little bit overwhelmed, and Brooke will have a smile on her face and always ask people how they are, how you going. So another awesome asset to our team. Brooke also makes a mean coffee. We've got a new coffee machine over there. So I think, what did we say? We made 100 coffees in the last 2 weeks since we had the machine. So next time you guys come in, I'm sure you'll see smiling Brooke, and she'll offer you a coffee, tea, hot chocolate, whatever. If you call, Brooke will answer the phone. She's the person that you'll probably deal with a lot, and Shaun as well, which you guys will meet later. How did you end up here?
Well, funny story.
Yeah.
I used to work sort of local to the area, and I thought, oh, this place is sick.
Yeah.
You know, one day came in and James was at the desk, and I said, "Hey mate, you want to have a look at my car?" And he said, "Yeah, let's have a look." And then I said, "Oh, do you guys think you're hiring?" And he's like, "Actually, we are." You know, had a chat with yourself, and then that following Monday, you said, "Come in," and threw me in the deep end.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So I guess we hadn't really had an administrator before, but definitely something that we needed. And yes, Brooke sort of got thrown into the deep end. Again, I was palming off another hat to someone else so I could.
Also, Brooke's first week that she started, you went on holiday.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
It was the second week.
You went to...
Oh, that's
Went
right.
to Sydney.
Yes, so I guess it was, not intentionally, but it was already sort of booked. So I think James stepped in and gave her a hand. But mate, you throw someone in the deep end and see if they sink or swim, and she swam, which is awesome. And I would be lost without Brooke, and I think a lot of the boys here would be lost. She picks up after people and cleans the lunchroom and tells James he needs to clean his office up and put his shit away. So and there's a lot of customers that have only the nicest things to say about you. Most of the reviews we have is Brooke's so lovely and things like that. So that's awesome. And as I said before, she's the first person that everyone sees. So, you know, it's important that Brooke is happy and feels supported and is in a nice working environment. What do you commute to work in?
So I've got two cars.
Yep.
I've got a Nissan D40.
Yep.
And then I've got a VF SSV Redline wagon.
And
So that's my baby.
Is that thirsty? Do you use a lot of fuel? Or
Depends.
if you're on the right foot or not?
Yeah, if somebody's come up next to me, a little bit of a rep, then she'll definitely go.
Okay, sweet. And you also do BMX?
Yeah.
Yep.
So out of work, I race BMX.
Yep.
My dad has raced his whole life.
Yep.
I've only started, this is my second year coming up.
Yep.
Raced state titles this year.
Sweet.
Got 5 WA.
Wow, there you go.
So yeah, that was pretty hectic.
Yep.
Big days,
Yep.
big weekends, you know. Next year I'll be travelling a lot,
Yep.
so some people may see Nick on the front counter rather than myself, or see Shaun.
Yep.
But yeah.
That's awesome. So you've got wheels everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wicked. That's cool. This is your first type of receptionist type of job. What have you found the most rewarding part?
I think the support.
Oh yeah?
You know,
Okay.
obviously coming in, never having an administration job
Yep.
ever. You know,
Yep.
I did my Cert 2 in business, but that's really nothing compared to coming in here. You know, everybody's supportive, customers are supportive, and you know, to this day I'm still learning new things. You know, we've got a new program now, so trying to enter all the data into that and make sure that everything's flowing well.
Yep.
But just the support makes everything a
that's-
lot easier.
That's awesome. And I mean, there's not many jobs that you get told you're doing a good job all the time, you know, so customers I hear them every day. "Oh, Brooke, thanks so much, you know, the car looks amazing, thanks so much for getting back to me, thanks so much for organising everything, and even, you know, all the little procedures you've set up over there, and it's amazing." So that's awesome. Funniest moment?
Ooh, tough one.
What about Christmas party last year? Paul singing about the caravan man.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
100%. Yeah, I still got the video on my phone, and every time I go down to Josh, I'm like, "Here's the caravan man," because it's pretty funny. Like, I think that day was everybody just opened up and we all just expressed who we are as a person.
Yeah. Well, you'd only been here for 2 months.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So you were still they were uncharted waters, and all the boys are around. So you know, that's the type of person you are. You don't really care what people think. You are who you are. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
I think working with males though has definitely helped a lot. You know, obviously used to being a window tinter and then working FIFO. You know, so cleaning and all of that stuff. It's sort of helped. Being the only female daughter as well in my family has definitely helped as well. You know, having a younger brother and an older brother definitely makes it a lot easier. You know, coming to work, working with just
dealing
males,
with men.
Yeah.
No, that's James is behind the camera laughing. That's funny. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, we love having you here. Next year you're probably going to be a little bit busier than you are at the moment. So it's exciting, and thank you for putting up with some of my...
No, that's okay. It's my job.
And helping out, because honestly and truly we'd be lost without you. So thank you, and let's see what the next year brings. Yeah, I'm excited. It's awesome. Yeah, it's good to start a year fresh with everybody and crack it in. Crack it on. Crack it on. Sweet.
Hey mate.
How are you?
Good.
You nervous?
A little bit, yeah.
I was nervous, but James has made me go on camera this many times now. It's cool.
Yeah.
So you are our newest member.
Indeed.
How did you end up here?
Well, I've been following you and the crew for a while, and what you do. Always been really impressed. Been in the industry for a long time myself, obviously, and then wanted to become a part of what you do, and what you do here, and learn a little bit more about the PPF and you know, expand my knowledge and whatnot. And then I got in contact with Miles from Expel, and then he put me on to you directly and said I might probably be a good addition just in general from what I've learned and what I could contribute. And I'm glad I did, because it's been the best thing that's happened for a real long time, mate. That's awesome. And I mean, when we first caught up, it's like you being a business owner previously, you understand a lot of the back end stuff, you know. So when I first met Shaun, it was, I don't know if many people have had this type of experience, but it was weird. It was like talking to myself almost, because we had very similar outlooks on how things should be, and similar values and things like that. So I remember leaving and being like, I rang Jodie, my wife, and was like, mate, just it's the weirdest thing. I feel like I was talking to myself. So Shaun came along at a really good time, and I think timing was a big factor. Like I popped in, and for both of us, it just seemed like that conversation that we had it was no effort, and it kind of was finishing each other's sentences. It was a bit weird,
very weird,
but
and
you know, it's good synergy.
And it's been mint having you here.
Sweet.
What, 3 months?
Yeah, 4 nearly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, Shaun sort of is a bit of a all-rounder. He looks after all the sort of bookings, and he's the guy that will quote you on jobs, chat to you when you rock up.
Assessments, and tell you what you need, and you know,
handovers. There's a few times that I have to message Shaun in the evening and tell him, you know, to go home, because he's still here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. So super dedicated and passionate. So it's awesome to have you part of the team, mate. What do you commute to at work at the moment?
A Fiat 500. I've been doing a bit of work to friends' daughters' cars the last two, just slowly driving them to work and sussing out what issues there are, and then getting them sorted on a budget, and telling them what the truths, they've had quotes and whatnot. But that's awesome. And you've got a bit of a commute as well from Shoalwater?
Shoalwater,
soon to be nearby, which is going to be handy.
Awesome. I know you've only been here a short time, but what's your sort of favourite part of your role here?
Probably getting the restoration jobs and doing them myself, obviously, because I love it. Challenge, and then the job satisfaction I get from bringing back to
Yep.
life a vehicle that people think it's done for.
Yep.
And then handing it over and seeing
Yep.
the jobs, you know, their reaction sort of thing. And
Yep.
I get so much from that. And then doing it alongside you guys.
Yeah, sweet.
Wicked team, professional, everyone's dedicated, articulate,
Oh, that's
professional, and it's, air conditioned.
air conditioned. Yeah, you're not out in the heat, and I think
In the shop.
the only unit we don't have air conditioning in is the one behind us where the handovers are. It's a little bit hard to do something in there, but it's on the card. So, funniest, is there a funny moment?
My favourite moment of Shaun was when I met you. You remember? I was like, oh, sorry, my hands are wet. And you're like, it's all good. No, you're just pissed.
Yeah, well,
There you go, that's honest truth.
Straight shooter as well, so.
No, that's awesome, man. Thank you.
My pleasure, man.
You've made my life
Yeah.
easier. Another hat
Yeah.
for me to pass on, so I can do some other stuff. So
Thanks for giving me the opportunity. I thrive on it, and it's unreal, man.
no problems, mate. So when you guys, girls, come here or pick up the phone, there's probably Shaun's going to be there to have a chat to you. Shaun's got so much experience in everything from polishing, coatings, leather repair, touch-ups, the whole shooting match. So you're in pretty safe hands when Shaun's having a chat with you guys about your cars and things, and he'll be the guy that hands them over, also runs you through how to look after them and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Understand the products a bit better as well.
And, so any questions, he's the man. He will be able to sort you out. So yeah, cheers.
Hey, mate.
Howdy.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, mate. So this is Scott. Scott's a bit nervous on the camera, but that's all right. He normally, you'll see again. He's another guy who sees his hands in the videos. So I met you. What did we say? 2014, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
At your place, detailing your ute.
Yep.
We were just talking about what to talk about and all the things that we've sort of been through over the last, 6 or 8 years, whatever it is, and man, so many crazy things have happened. Like having the 2 shops, and then Scott and I would run from one to the other, or you'd be there on your own and I'd be at the other one, or there's late nights, early mornings, crazy trips out to Wangara, out that way, detailing cars, getting them ready for shows and national shows and things like that, and doing them for next to nothing because we thought, they'd be good for business and whatever. What's your favourite or most memorable moment, do you think, of the last 6-8 years?
Hard to say. It's all been a good memory.
Yeah.
Even the hard stuff, because without the hard stuff, you don't have the good stuff.
This is true. Yeah. So you've got to go through the lows to then come out the other side, and then,
I think so.
It's a bit of a dip, and you keep just growing, I guess.
Every time there's been a lot of growth, just before that was a big challenge, I think.
Yeah.
We probably would question what we were doing or whatever, and then somehow it would work out.
Yeah. You've had a lot of cars, man?
I've had a few, yeah.
Yeah. What would be your favourite car that you've owned?
Different cars have been really great at different things.
Yeah.
And it's probably dependent on which part of my life I was in. Probably the Land Rover SVR.
Oh, good car.
Probably.
And I remember when we went and test drove that, and I was like, mate, how sick is this thing?
Yeah, all round great car.
Yeah.
Had a bit of everything in it, and it did it all really well.
Yeah. Sort of like my Raptor.
Yeah. No, that
good, very good car. The truck's sick that you've got now, F350. That's a cool.
Yeah, nothing tows like the American truck, so that'd be my favourite in that regard.
Yep. Yep.
I've got a 200 series I've had for probably 7 to 8 years, so it's
probably also one of my favourite cars. I wouldn't have kept it this long if it wasn't.
And the 200s, that was, I don't want to say it, 300s are amazing, but I feel like that was the sort of the last
Land Cruiser.
Yeah, proper Land Cruiser, and you know that thing's been through a fair bit of torture and still charging along. So
it has. But randomly, that just reminded me of something. When we took your 79 series to Moore River.
76, yeah.
76, and
yeah, that's a pretty.
I said it would be fine.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny moment, Scotty. We were out Moore River filming a video for, I guess we were trying to really pump Expel, and no one had really taken the film through the bush, so we thought, you know what a great idea, let's take it out there and just beat up on it. So we're out there and Scott's like, oh yeah, just go down the river there. I go down there all the time. I'm like, I don't know, man, but okay, you've done it. Literally driving through this river, and then the car just sank, and we were on our own.
Yeah.
Did we have max tracks?
No.
Dumb. So dumb, but you know, we were out there and Scott's like, don't panic, man, don't panic. I'm like, mate, how can I not panic? The car's like sinking, mate.
I was panicking.
So anyway, I don't know, we're lucky. We literally drove, stopped, sank. I reckon if we'd gone any further, it would have been game over.
Yeah, I think we jumped out and moved a bit of sand and managed to get going again, and then that got us out of it.
And it was flowing hard, and then we got it out, and tell you what, man, my heart was pumping because I hadn't had that car for very long.
No, I think
maybe 6 months, something like that, and yeah, that was sort of the last time I ever went down there, because no good. What's the motivation to get up in the morning and come here every day?
Main one is seeing, well, at the start, having a feeling of what the business could turn into, and then now it's seeing that it's turned into that and more than I probably could have envisioned.
Yeah,
I think. And at the moment, I'd say we have the best team we've ever had.
I would agree. Yeah,
it's really nice coming to work. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Everyone's great.
Yeah.
That's probably my two favourite things.
Yep.
I reckon. Keep me going.
I would agree. I mean, it's taken a long time to get here and a lot of hard work, but I think it's been an awesome journey, and lots more to come. It's been good having you here, man, and Jody says you're my work wife.
I'll get
but
there.
You know, we bounce ideas off each other all day. The amount of hours we've sat in that boardroom and just tried to nut out how things look and how we're going to overcome this and all the challenges, and
yeah, I think we had a vision from the start.
Yep.
But never knew how we would get there.
Yeah, and I think just hard work and positive vibes, and you know, having a wicked team makes it a lot easier, you know. So
taking on the jobs other people wouldn't as well.
This is true. We've always said don't say no to a job.
Yep.
Or an opportunity, whatever it is, just
cleaning
say
mining
yes.
equipment, whatever it was, we did it.
Yeah, well, that was a big one, eh? But yeah, man, thank you, bro, for everything. It's been a pleasure. Hey, man.
Hey. Got ourselves on the TV.
That wasn't actually set up. That was just how it was. Welcome to my office.
Thanks.
How did you end up? Let's start with how did you end up here, mate?
Probably would have been 2015 that I first discovered you on social media and thought, oh wow, here's a person local that's doing sick car stuff.
Yep.
When I finished school, I went to uni, studied a Bachelor of Marketing, Advertising and PR. You know, have a bit of a business mind.
Yep.
And as I got towards the end of that, I thought to myself, oh, I'd love to be able to use my degree for something that I'm passionate about.
Yep.
And that, for me, that looked like, you know, if I could do something, like if I could use my degree for something car related, that'd be like the dream.
Yeah.
And you know, when a position opened up here, I thought I'd shoot my shot and see if I could kind of twist it towards, you know, that kind of realm, because you know, you'd always been big on the social media and you know, promoting the brand of MADinc, the personality of the brand. I've been doing media production for about 8 years now in different kind of ways. And the biggest thing is, you know, I'm super passionate about it, and I'm passionate about cars. And things here is I want to use my creative gifts and skills to communicate that passion, you know, to use our videos not only to show what it is we do as a business, but also to tell a story and to, you know, have that emotion and connection, you know, as well. And I just wanted to bring what I knew I could bring to, you know, to the table and help take the business to its next step in that way.
I guess that was something I was really passionate about, is the photos and things like that. So, and I enjoyed it. Yeah. So I guess I took off
another hat,
and James took it on, and you know, I was pretty firm, I guess you could say, and say, hey mate, this is what it has to be. This is the vision that I have, and you know, always said to myself, you know, before I leave the office, there has to be a social media post scheduled on Facebook. That was one big thing. And then the Instagram posts, the stories, and then once we got that sorted, I always wanted the YouTube channel to sort of take off as well. So that's something I can't do. Everything. And you know, once we had nailed all the other stuff, it was time for the YouTube stuff every Friday. Then we were like, all right, sweet, what do we do next? And then we do the newsletters. So progressively, you've just gotten better and better. And naturally, when you do something every day, you're going to. And like the video last week with Paul and the Cobra, unreal video, like amazing, best video you've done. And I think, you know, even the collie video was sick, and what we're doing here today is also awesome. And I guess photos only tell so much, whereas the video, you really get an idea of the passion and what we're about. To do well at something, you need to be passionate about it, and I think a lot of people, or everyone here, is passionate about their job, so that's why the place runs so well. So that's awesome, man. What do you drive to work? Well, you drive lots of cars to work, but
I do. My pride and joy is an E36 BMW 328i. It's a convertible. It's a factory manual, which is very rare for that car. It's done up to be like a pretend M3. So it has the genuine body, wheels, suspension, brakes, everything. It's all been done properly, but it is actually a 328. But that
we'll skip over that.
That car is my absolute. I love it so much. It is such an engaging drive. It's everything that I love about a driving experience. So that's my pride and joy. I commute in a Honda Accord because it's reliable, good on fuel, comfortable, quiet, auto. Ticks all of the boxes.
And you've got to, like, how long does it take you to get to work? This is where the passion comes into. How long? What's your commute?
My commute is an hour and a half each way. So
there you go.
I live in Joondalup area. So to come to Myaree, I'm full time. So I'm here every single day, 8 until 5. I drive in traffic around about 90 minutes each way. So 3 hours every single day driving just to be here.
Crazy. That's awesome, mate. What about the best part of your job?
Oh, the best part is the fact that I get to come here every day and do something that I'm passionate about, that I actually enjoy, that I actually love.
Yeah.
That's like such an incredible privilege and a blessing to be able to do that. You know, when I got married and, you know, moved into working full time, was more of just a security thing of like, you know, that's, you know, got a house to pay off, got a mortgage, you know, like working hard is important, but like something that's so much more important that I've learned is actually doing something that you love. Because if you don't love it, you're going to end up hating it, and you're just going to have a real bad time.
And I mean, and I've always said to my kids, even though they're only 10 turning 11, find your passion. It's not about the money, it's about waking up every day and enjoying what you do. And
absolutely.
It's very rare that people find it.
Yeah, and the fact that I've been able to find that at my age,
Early,
I do not take for granted by any means. So it's easily the fact that I love what I do.
Sweet, man, that's awesome. Well, you must love it if you drive 90 minutes each way to come to work. So, but mate, it's been a real privilege to watch you grow from small James to like more mature James, and you know, all the things that you've accomplished over the last couple of years.
Yeah, thank you.
It's really helped, you know, grow the business as well. And watching that, like, you know, Friday I'll go home and grab a beer and sit the kids down and we'll watch the video together, right? And do things like this, and that's cool for, you know, them to see myself doing some cool stuff, and then seeing the guys at work and learning about what actually happens at work every day.
I think another cool thing, just day to day, that I really enjoy is like the TV out in the showroom that plays through our videos just on loop. You know, like I get to look at that and it's like, oh, I made that. Like, I put that together. Like I make all of the videos myself. It's all like trying to do the filming and the editing and like creatively coming up with the ideas of what a video is going to look like, storyboarding, scripting, like, and being able to put all of that together myself is really cool. And then just being able to just like, oh, how sick is that, you know? And so I feel a real sense of accomplishment when I can look at what I've created as well.
And it's a lot. And I mean, even videos of other people's cars, I think they appreciate it, and all the photos, and we do pre-sale photos and send them off to customers, and there's a lot, man. You got a bit on your plate, so you do well to get it all done within a week. So I can't wait for next year and all the other exciting things in the pipeline that we can film and document and educate people on and things like that. So again, guys, if you can, the way you support us is, you know, giving us a follow, liking the post James puts up, you know, watching the videos, commenting. I don't know if there's things that you want to see, or you think, hey, no, that's garbage. Like, need to tell us, because otherwise we don't know.
If I make something that you don't like, you gotta let me know, because I just get so hyped up and I'm like, yeah, this is sick. If it's bad, you gotta tell me.
So again, thanks, man.
That's all right. Thank you.
Appreciate everything you do. It's awesome. So really stoked.
Yeah, and thanks for having me. Thanks for, you know, letting me do what I do, and for being a good leader.
No problems, mate.
And
it's easy to lead people when they're nice, genuine people.
It's true.
It's true. It's my absolute pleasure, and that's why I love coming to work every day, you know. So cheers, guys. Thank you.
And stay tuned for exciting things next year.
Yeah. Kyle's just putting a piece on the car, so. Hey, mate.
Yo.
How are you?
Not too bad.
So, we've just got back from Sydney. The Next Spell conference over there.
Sure did.
Matthijs won a competition on putting the bumper on a, was it Tucson?
Yeah, Tucson.
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
And it was like 45 degrees in the warehouse, and he smoked it and won. So well done, man. That was
Thank you.
Awesome. Super proud of you. It was very different environment to in here, you know, like with the aircon and dust free. It was hot. There was no lights and a million people watching you. A lot of pressure, man. So
it wasn't easy, but
you did it. So wicked. So good. How did you end up here? Like, you're from the other side of the world, mate. So
it's a long story, but I'll try to give an abbreviated version.
Yep.
I have always been working with cars. It's been a passion of mine since forever. So I was working with cars in the Netherlands, and had actually a pretty good job, but was just kind of sick of the environment in the Netherlands.
Yep.
And my sister, who also lives here in Australia, got married, and her apartment was going to be empty. So I was able to move into her apartment to try Australia for a bit longer than my annual holiday.
Yep.
I moved to Australia, and basically didn't really know what I wanted to do. I kind of was sick of not really cars, but of the industry in the Netherlands, because it's quite tight there and a lot of competition, and not really in a nice way.
Yep.
I was looking actually to find some, how you call it, agricultural work for the visa
farming
and everything.
And stuff like that,
farming work for the visa. And then I saw an advertisement of MADinc on Instagram that you guys we were looking for a detailer. And I was like, you know what, I've never touched a detailing tool or anything, but I was like, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yep.
And send you a message, and you were like, well, come over, we'll have a coffee and have a bit of a yarn, and turned out to be a good yarn. A week or two, I think it was a week or 2 weeks later, I started with detailing. You explained me how it all worked with the polishers and all the different polishing materials. And went full on the tools pretty fast, and then I was thinking like, I'm probably not even gonna do wrapping here, because we had the other guy working here, and then he quit, so it was time to show what I got.
And then you're on.
Yeah, that's it.
It's crazy to think you're actually behind a polisher. That seems like so long ago, man. But,
it was so short, man. If I ever have to do it again, I probably need a bit of dust. Yeah, a bit of training.
That's crazy, man. And now, I mean, what's it been, 4 years?
Yeah, man.
4 years, lots of immigration and visa loopholes and whatever. But now we're here. Yesterday was a pretty big thing. We put in for your permanent residency, so that's wicked. And then we've got a lot of exciting things coming up that we can't really talk about yet, but
it's going to be exciting though.
Stay tuned. I mean, PPF, when you started, we were sort of doing 1 car a week, and you know, a lot of hard work from yourself and Kyle as well, and really going that extra mile and giving the customer more than what they've asked for. And I think we've set a pretty high benchmark. And I mean, the jobs are amazing. The level of detail is phenomenal, and you know, you've taught Kyle how to wrap. He had no idea.
No.
And now, you know,
something completely different for myself as well.
Training.
Never taught someone anything, and
which is not an easy task.
That's right.
What do you commute to work? What do you drive?
I drive a GR Yaris at the moment. Yeah.
Do you drive it or do you race it to work?
Depends who's watching. I try to drive it, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Cool car.
Yeah.
What has been the most interesting car you've wrapped? What have you enjoyed the most here?
Lamborghini Huracan STO was really nice, but I was kind of sick of that by the end, because it's like a massive jigsaw puzzle.
So many pieces,
like as what basically showed in that challenge that I did last weekend is I really like a challenge. I like it when my work is challenging me to become better, faster, more like just always set a benchmark for myself. And yeah, one thing that always stays with me is like doing a 79 series in one day, a full car. That was
hectic.
Yeah, that was pretty mad. Just because the planning was so full, I was like, need to get it out of the way.
Yeah, I guess you enjoy every car. Every car is a challenge, and how can I make this a better fitment or whatnot. So I guess that shows the passion Matthijs has in his work. It doesn't matter whether it's a $2,000 car or $1 million car. The same level of detail goes into that work. So that's unreal, and that's how you get better and push the limits. And
yeah, man. Yeah, that's definitely true. I think like especially for customers like that Audi from last week, where we go like with any other car, we can go the extra mile, like lay in some little bits and stuff like that. That's what really like excites me, because I know how happy the customer, like I know what the customer's expecting, and I try to always exceed those expectations. So the customer's gonna walk out these doors with a big smile on his face and think he's got the biggest win. Yeah, super stoked, I'm sure. Funniest moment at work? I'm sure there's a few that happen in the PPF bay, hey Carl? There's a fair few. I think the one that was pretty funny was when I tried to walk to the door in winter without a light, and I was walking like a zombie because I couldn't see anything.
I remember I went back into the camera. Oh man, yes.
Yeah, we've had some good moments here.
Yeah, very funny. So he had the lights turned off?
Yeah, my phone was dead. And if you turn the lights off in here in winter, it's pitch black, like you can't see anything. So I was trying to walk to the door, but I knew there was a Tesla on my right side and a cutting table on the left side. And I was like, I don't want to walk into the table because it's gonna hurt, and I don't want to damage the Tesla. So I was walking like this, like really slow, like trying to touch where I was, try and sort of feel my way where I was, but I was still miles away from the car and the table, so I went super slow. Right. And then I said to Nick, look, if you want to see a zombie, go look on the camera in the tint bay. And it looked even worse than I thought.
It was very funny, very funny. Yeah. There's been some absolute classics, eh?
Yeah.
But that's, it's all good fun.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about working here? Like, what gets you out of bed to come to work every day?
A few things I'd say. We just work with a really cool team. Carl, of course.
Yeah. Nice.
We work with a very nice team, a very young and dynamic team. And if we see a change in the market, or we think that we can be the change in the market, we jump into that. And I like the way that the company is just very dynamic.
Yep.
And of course, the cool cars that we get to work on. The happy faces of the customers is a big one for me. I really like to see customers being happy with the work that we provided, and that's one of the main goals why I always go the extra mile.
That's awesome.
It's an awesome workplace as well. I mean, we've got an air conditioning, it's no 42 degrees and no light, so it's awesome. It's everything together, I would say.
Oh, that's mint, man. I guess, as I said to you when we were in Sydney, your quality of your work is
as good as your workplace.
That's right, mate. If you boys need extra tools or more light or whatever, you
could do with some more.
I can't keep my eyes open. Boys got to wear sunnies in here sometimes. It's too bright, but we always want to try and put out the best work. So there's no point on skimping. On anything. We may as well. If we want to be the best, we've got to have the best stuff. So that's how it goes.
That's right.
Awesome. Thanks, mate, for the last 4 years.
Thank you too for the opportunity.
No problems, man. It's been awesome, and it's been a pleasure having you as part of the team and watching you grow as a person and as an installer, and watching the limits be pushed. And the quality, always going that extra mile. So well done.
Thank you.
And let's see what next year has to bring. Hey mate.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, man.
I know you're a bit shy, but
Yeah.
you've been here for a long time, so I thought we'd
Yeah.
have a chat. A lot of people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
This is Shaun. He hides down the back here, details cars. You might see him dropping cars off at the front and finishing them off.
Yeah.
Awesome at what he does. You're also a very good cricketer.
Yeah.
What did you make the other day? How many 100 off how many balls?
40 balls against Wembley.
Yeah, unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
So if you guys need someone to fill in for your cricket team, let Shaun know.
Yeah.
Mate, you drive a couple of cars.
Yeah.
What do you drive?
I have one Mustang.
Yeah.
And one Skyline.
Skyline, what? It's a new Mustang, hey?
Yeah.
And
2016.
You've done a few things to that, stripes, wheels.
Yeah. Stripes from here.
Yeah.
We did like matte straps.
Yeah.
From PPL
Yep.
by Matthijs.
Oh yeah, yep. And the Skyline.
Yeah, Skyline. I did the headlights and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so you're obviously passionate about cars as
Yeah.
well, so a couple of nice toys there, mate.
Yeah.
What's been your favourite car to work on?
Here, the Challenger that we got
Oh.
like a year ago, the black one,
Yeah.
the yellow strips.
Tough car,
Yeah.
but super soft paint was very challenging.
challenging,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time.
That's a cool car. And what would you say is the most challenging thing about detailing a car?
Yeah, when it comes to red dirters.
Red dirt, yeah. We try not to get
Yeah.
a lot of them, but sometimes
You haven't get it for like a long time now.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard, you know, because the car's coming for PPF, so we need to remove as much as we can. Funny moments at work.
Yeah, with Brooke.
It's becoming a bit of a common theme, but Brooke does make people laugh and say some crazy things. I think, where were we? Was it? We went out somewhere, or was it the Christmas party?
Christmas party.
Last year.
Yeah.
And
Sackers.
when Sack was
Dinner.
just leaving, and we told her that. Oh, what did we tell her?
and
Do
I
you
told,
remember,
like-
James? Oh, that's right. So
Yeah.
we told Brooke that the aliens built the pyramids, and
She was
then
like,
she
yeah,
went
yeah.
home and asked her family, and her family were like, "No, mate, that didn't happen." So it's nice playing a bit of a few tricks on people, but
Yeah. I remember I told her like the lights, sunlight.
oh yeah, the lights in the wash bay. Shan told her that they're skylights. The light shines through, and she believed it. I guess she's a little bit gullible, but I guess she wants to believe in what everyone has to say. So you can't fault her for that.
What do you love about working here?
Oh yeah, what?
Yeah, it's every day I get a different car to work with.
Yeah,
Like that's something good
yeah.
rather than doing a
Just
white
Mazdas
collar
or
job. Like
yeah.
it's like any cars coming
Yeah.
and going.
yeah.
It's like every day different thing to do.
Different challenges,
Yeah.
different ways
The
of
time passed like faster when
Yeah.
you have some challenges.
learning where all the different start buttons are in the cars and where the handbrake is and how do you open this car. Because I tell you, how many different manufacturers change the way that they start cars, and where's the battery, where's the lock nut for this. It's honestly like a puzzle
Yeah.
some days. So
I remember that we did like 70s cars. We couldn't find the hood,
yeah.
how to open it.
So there you go, straight onto Google, YouTube, trying to work out how to open the bonnet or boot. It makes for an interesting day. It's been good having you here.
Thank you.
As I tell you all the time, you are an asset to our team, and you just come to work, you get into it, have a laugh, do a good job.
Yeah.
There are some days that are harder than the others, but that's life. As I told you, you
It's the job.
can't be winning every day. There has to
Yeah.
be some days in there. So thank you, man, for the last 3 years. And hopefully you want to stick around for another 3, man, because it's been awesome. And thank you, mate.
Thank you.
And if you see Shaun, say g'day, because he can be a bit shy and hide because he doesn't,
In the camera.
Yeah, especially the camera. So thank you, man, for coming on here as well, because I know it's not what you love to do, but I think it's important for everyone to sort of see who's part of the team and what happens behind the scenes, man. So
Yeah.
thank you, and yeah, cheers guys.
What does the future look like?
Good.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Nah, lots of good things happening in the next 12 months, 2 years. The industry's changing a little bit, so obviously everyone needs to change with it. So we've got some cool new products coming, which is very exciting. A couple of changes in the business, which is also very exciting. So bit on.
Yep. Stay tuned for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
We've got some very, very exciting stuff coming up. So obviously this is our last video for the year. We'll have a little bit of a break as we do over Christmas, but I can promise you our first video back will be a banger. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's a lot happening, and I'm glad that I can now chase these other opportunities because of you guys, you know, allowing us to do it and having such a good team. So yeah, I'm very excited for the next chapter of MADinc, and yeah, I can't wait. Have a break and then straight back into it. So
yeah, that's it.
It wouldn't be possible without you guys, without our customers, our supporters. So thank you guys and girls for supporting us, whether it be as a customer or on socials or whatnot.
Yeah.
It honestly wouldn't have happened without you and without you guys. So thank you, and we'll see you next year for a bigger and better year, 10 years. So yeah, very excited.